What's up, Cowboys? YSNLab.com, your home of Chaney football all season long. Coach's Corner, Week 5, sponsored by the Bear Brothers, and they are the best for all your hardwood flooring needs. Coached by head coach Chris Amill. First of all, Chris, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me again. It's crazy. We're at the end of the season almost.
No, you're not at the end of the season, my man. You're just starting. Let's dive into Saturday night. First of all, congrats on win number 1. Let's go back to Stambaugh Stadium. Chris, I want you to talk about this football game, but I'm just going to maybe make a statement that you can carry on from there. My opinion, the most complete performance of your football team since you've been there, no doubt.
Absolutely. By far the most complete game. Offense, defense, special teams. Ran the ball well, threw the ball well. Defensively, to hold that offense and that running back, to about 100 yards total offense. It was by far the most complete game we've played.
Talk about that a little bit. Focus had to be good, obviously. I thought watching the game, one of the things that stood out to me, and we've talked about this an awful lot, Chris, the skill is always there. But I'm going to go trenches on both sides of the ball. I thought the lines on both sides did some very nice things to open some holes for some skilled people.
Yeah, we did, and I put emphasis on that last week, and that was one of the keys to the victory was, we had to play good in the trenches. We had to win that battle up front. And, we're a little undersized weight-wise, but athletically we moved good, and our guys moved and just created space. And the athletes we have, we don't need a lot of room. We don't need a lot of space, just enough for us to get through. And you've seen that with our first touchdown and from there on out.
Well, we're with the head ball coach, Chris Amill, Coach's Corner Week 5, sponsored by the Bear Brothers. Chaney will invade Canfield High School Friday night. We'll get into that. But again, Chris, for me, Mr. Petrosky is a slippery individual that can beat you with the legs, but Saturday night showed off the arm a little bit to some talented receivers. The one deep ball he threw, Chris, I want to say maybe the first or second series, he dropped in over the shoulder. How important is he to know that you have that in the package?
Very important. People know that he can run the ball, and they know we have some running backs, and, we have the size on the line. So people are going to try to play some man-to-man on us and try to match up with us. And if we can get him throwing the ball like that, it's going to be lights out for whoever we play.
Is that nice to see when you see man across the board and you know that he's back there and you can say you have a spy. I get that, but he's not an easy guy to spy as a linebacker all game long neither.
No, not at all. And if you're you have one of your better athletes on defense that you're wasting to watch him. You want to. That's fine because now one of your better athletes won't be able to cover our 4 or 5
he's
guys.
Out of the box or he's not on receivers. So, Chris, I guess my question, did you see a carryover from the Fitch game? Because there were a lot of good things there. Was a lot of it carryover?
A lot of it was. It was a lot of confidence, knowing that we were able to run the ball against, Fitch. We threw the ball against Fitch. Guys knew that we were able to offensively, through the air and on the ground. And then defense, like I said, with some of our younger guys, just getting older with that experience. We hold Fitch scoreless in the first half. They get some special teams plays on us in the second half. But other than that, defensively, we played pretty lights out for, I would say, 3 quarters. So our guys know we can play. We know we can compete. We knew it from the get-go as a staff. Once they see it and believe it, sky's the limit.
We're with Coach Amill, Coach's Corner, sponsored by the Bear Brothers. Okay, let's get into it. The game ends. There had to be excitement for these kids. It's been a rough 3 weeks, losing games many different ways. I'll say it. I'll go back to the bad call in the Holland game. I'll say it. I can't get in trouble for saying what I think, but talk about it. There had to be excitement at YSU on the way home after that game.
The last 2 games, Holland and Fitch. It was you seen tears. Like guys were mad. They were mad. They were pissed about the outcome of the game. And just then, after beating Mooney, the way we lost to him last year in a tough game, they had the speaker, we got a portable speaker. They had it blasting on the bus ride home. I mean, the bus was like Club Dub. Like, I mean, they just had a good old time on the bus. It was a good time. And they came back to the school and it just carried over. You had the music, everything else, and gave them Sunday off to enjoy the victory, and we were back to work on Monday.
All right, so back to work. Before we go into Canfield, I'm going to go back to the defense. I thought most of the plays that I watched, and I'm not a big X and O guy, but there were a lot of plays. There were 8 or 9 Chaney hats around the football against Cardinal Mooney, and that has to be – you've coached at Mooney. If you don't get hats around Mooney players, you're in for a long night.
And that's something that we've been talking about. And I think I might have got a little laxed on, running the defense here, and just kind of put down, and we did some pursuit drills, and make guys at the end of the day, and we start to give up points, then we're going to start to condition and run gassers for every point we give up. So either you get around the ball and good happen, or we'll be in shape, one of the two. But it's going to benefit us one way.
Okay, so here's my question off of that then. So you've coached defense a long time. My question is, when you are that skilled and athletic on defense, that can be a hard thing to get across the kids to get where they're supposed to be and not rely on just athleticism.
Absolutely. I have an amazing staff, and one thing we do every day for a half hour is just technique, fundamentals. If you don't have that, you'll be in trouble, because you can be athletes, and yes, athletes can run around and make plays, but disciplined teams that are sound, they'll crease you. They'll find ways to crease you, and it's getting not only these guys to understand that, but excuse me, if you want to play in college, like, you have to know how to play football. And at the end of the day, as a head coach, that's my job. Like, I want to get my guys that want to play in college, like I always say, make them better men and do all that stuff. But it's easy to come out here and just run around and not know what the hell you're doing and just cause havoc. And then you get to college, and it's adjustment. 2-3 years you're not playing, kids quit, they come home because they just don't know the game of football. Where here the biggest thing is learning terminology. Terminology may be different at college, but you're going to run a lot of the same blitzes. You're going to run the same stunts. The names of the positions may be different, but they got the same schemes and the same responsibilities, and that's, our school district, but our staff going to these universities and sitting down and talking with coaches and learning what's going on. And for me, I go to colleges and I like to sit on the offensive side of the ball in meetings, because I want to know what these offensive coaches want to do. Like, what are you trying to do to the defenses to help me defend other offenses?
No question. Those are great answers, Coach. We're with Coach Amill, Coach's Corner. Canfield Cardinals. You invade Canfield. We'll have the game for you on ysnlive.com/Chaney. You can watch it. It's going to be a good one. I will say this right now. I know Coach Pav. I do interviews with him. I'm pretty good friends with him. You have Canfield's attention. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. Like I said, we have the talent. And the last time we had this kind of talent was my last year at East. And, we beat them for the conference title. So we have the ability to play with these guys. And we're in the same division, so it's a chance we'll see each other again in the playoffs. We have the ability, and it's just going to be just keep piecing it together. It's going to be a different game than Mooney. It's going to be a different game from Fitch, because now you're getting more into size and strength than, the athletes and people moving. And it's just, matching up with them physically, defensively, and offensively, getting those guys in space and making them cover us.
Yeah, they're always a good defensive team. Chris, what are your thoughts on this year's Canfield team from what you've seen?
Hard-nosed, very well coached, big and strong, and they're just gonna run at you. The teams we've played, the teams they've played, we were watching. I guess you would think some of them would be a little more athletic and things, and I mean they really struggled. Dover, a team that we played when I was at Mooney. I remember beating that team. It's like 77-45. I mean, they just throw the ball all over the place, and just the adjustments he made for Dover was impressive to just get his guys in the right positions. And, and I told our staff to expect some of that same stuff. We're not 4 wide, but with our athletes, just expect I would expect to see 2 or 3 different defenses that night.
It's going to be a great game. There's no doubt in my mind. In my opinion, it's the game of the night. I don't think that there's many games going to be better than that one on Friday night. We do this every week. I could probably answer it. I know you well enough. Coach Amill's keys to beating Canfield.
Just got to be physical in the trenches. We got to win a majority of those battles. I know we're not going to win every single battle, but we have to win a majority of those battles. We have to take care of the football, and we have to just let our athletes make plays.
There you have it, Chaney fans. I'm sorry, listen to me. I have Canfield coming up next. So there you have it. Hey, let's go have fun, number one. It's nice to see a smile on your face. Congrats again to the boys, to the staff, to you on win number one. But I think I know you well enough. There's a lot more going on in that mind than win number one. There's a long road that this team's capable of going on here in the playoff run. So from all of us at YSN, we're proud to be the home of Chaney football. Cowboy fans, Friday night, ysnlive.com/Chaney. Watch them invade Canfield, and it's going to be a great football game. So, Chris, best of luck, and go get that dub, and we'll talk next week.
All right. Appreciate it, Coach. You have a good one.
All righty.
All right.